Okay, today's video is on how to make a scraper, a miniature scraper, out of metal banding. This is 5/8 steel banding that comes usually with a pallet when you have something strapped down to it. Once it's snipped off, they usually throw it away, so it's scrap, basically. I kept it around because it was quite useful, and when I was working on a project where I was trying to scrape old hardened glue off of a fiberglass surface, I needed a scraper. So I went out to the shed, snipped off a piece, brought it back in, and I made this. All you're looking at here is a piece of banding, that is bent over on a 45-degree angle and then just slightly sharpened. Now on this one, I don't know if this is the one. One of them I had cut on an angle. Yeah, you can see this. So this one here has been cut slightly on an angle because I wanted this edge to get really tight into a corner. This one is just cut straight across. So I'll show you how to make these. They're very, very simple. Cut it to the length that you feel comfortable in your hand. That's what I found. This length seems to be fine for my hand. So all you're doing is taking a set of snips, either a set of metal shears like these old ones here or aviation snips, if that's what you choose to use. Cut it off as square as you can. And then what you're going to do is take a pair of pliers and go back in maybe 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, something like that. Take a grip on it like that. Bend it over so that you're looking at a 45-degree angle. So we'll go like that. So that's essentially what you're looking for. Now, when you feel it after it's been cut, you'll notice that it's fairly sharp. Now, if you didn't cut this on a perfectly flat surface like this, you didn't get a flat surface with your cut, sorry, it's easy to sharpen it. All you need to do is to get 150 grit paper or 100 grit paper. 150 seemed to work really well. Take it and stand it so that the edge of this is standing up vertically off the paper. Put the paper on a flat surface and just drag it across just like this. What you're doing is you're sharpening that edge by squaring the edge. So once you scratch it like this, you're flattening it off. And now you've got quite a sharp edge on this side and a sharp edge on this side. And that's what you want. And you can just keep repeating, that whenever it gets dull. This is a rubber handle with old paint on it. Now, if you notice with this, what you want to do is you want to go fairly lightly on it, but I just want to show you how well it works. You can see it just taking it off, but yet it doesn't scratch the rubber. Get right down in the corner, just like that. Peel that off. It works really well. And yet it didn't mar the surface. Here we've got some more, I think this is just paint on here, but you just drag it across that surface like that, and it just cleans it right off. You can be very, very gentle. It doesn't even scratch the surface. Works on glass, works really well. Now, sometimes you'll want a really short little edge, which is great. If you happen to get a longer edge like this, not a big deal. You can just snip it off, just a little shorter. The shorter the edge, what I found is that the stronger it gets in this configuration. Again, we'll just sharpen it slightly like this, keeping it vertical. And then we have a nice sharp surface. So here, let's try this. Okay, we've got a bunch of rust and stuff on this one. So let's see. So this is just a rusty old steel piece, but look at that. Look at how it just takes that rust right off. They're really, really handy. I am amazed at how well they do. They really work awesome. Here's a piece of plastic with some old epoxy stuck to it. Let's give it a go. Oh yeah, it takes that right off. Works great for paint, works great for epoxies. Fiberglass, I've used it on removing old bits of Bondo. This surface is kind of curved, so that's not going to work that well on there. But yeah, takes it right off. Let's see, here's another one. This is an old paint scraper that I used for removing, it was used with paint remover. So it's a real mucky mess when you're working with it. I didn't bother to clean it up well, so it's got a lot of crud on it. So let's see how well it works on this. Yeah, it just takes it right off. So you can clean up surfaces like that, old tools that you haven't cleaned properly, you know, it's not a big deal. It's amazing. It doesn't really mar the surface unless you really get after that edge. If you pull that edge down into it, it will scratch the surface. But if you're gentle with it, like I showed you here, you can actually take paint off of rubber, clean up that rubber handle nicely. It worked really well taking it was contact cement off of that piece that I was working on. This is epoxy that's stuck onto this plastic surface. Now it isn't a super hard bond, but you can see you cannot get it off by just doing that. But if you use your scraper, catch an edge, it'll just take it right off. Now, what I would highly recommend this for is smaller pieces. You know, it's, you know, you can buy bigger scrapers for, you know, doing large areas, but this is just primarily for small, intricate work that you feel you don't, that a big scraper is just too big or too aggressive. You can't get in to the area. Like I said though, before, you can cut these angles to whatever you want. You can also sand the piece off. For instance, like this. This is a bit sharp on this end. That's okay. Just knock off the corner. And it's nice and smooth around the corner. So you could do the same thing. If you needed a radiused corner for, say, peeling silicone off the countertop, you could actually take this and just radius this corner right here to match the radius that you want, and then you can just turn it on an angle, get in there and scrape that right out of there. That's the idea. It's a simple little idea. It saves a bit of scrap, and thanks for watching. If you like these videos, please support me by subscribing. It's a free way for you to support me to make more of these videos. Thank you.